What's up, NFT Plazas community? It's Jake again, reporting live from NFT Expoverse. It's been pretty good. It's been a cool conference, but I'm here with actually what I think is one of the coolest companies here. I'll let you introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your company, and then I'm sure I'll have some questions for you. So go for it.
So hi there community, my name is Lakhvir Takhar, I'm from the UK and obviously alongside my company Reality Plus. So what we do at Reality Plus, we take companies that are in the Web2 space and introduce them into the Web3 space, right? Some of our biggest franchises we work with are the BBC, obviously their franchise being the Doctor Who. What we've done with the Doctor Who franchise is we've taken the entire collection of characters, digitalized them and turned it into an NFT trading card game, right? So every character, if it's a Doctor Who, a Dalek or a Cyberman, he will have his own rarity, his own frame, and that's actually going to be involved into a PvP game we're going to introduce later into the year. Just a bit more on that, that's obviously now expanded into more opportunities in the UK with a studio called ITV. They have a long-lasting franchise called the Thunderbirds. I'm doing something completely different with them guys. That's going to be a sandbox activation alongside working with some of the upcoming NFT artists in the space, and we're going to do a one-of-one digital art collection alongside that. So like as I mentioned earlier, we will take Web2 brands, bring them into the Web3 space. I do wonderful things with the physical toys within the Smities universe. I've been doing things within the tattoo industry. You name it, we can be that provider.
That's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit more about your partnership with BBC?
Yeah, sure.
So specifically, how did that all come about, and then as far as the NFTs that you're making for them, how does that whole process work?
Sure. So we started off with a augmented reality first-person shooter. So that was our bread and butter. One of the first ever NFT games to drop in the App Store. We're very proud of that. We've been around since about 2017 now. So that was where we came forward with the idea. Show them that this space is absolutely wonderful, right? I think. Going back to the actual trading card game, where that originated from is we show them, listen, you've got a wonderful collection of characters here, let us show you what we can do in this space, right? We've got an official agreement there in place, all the commercials all signed off. Took a good couple of months to get signed, don't get me wrong, but to that point, we explained to the BBC that we will be your brand guardians, right? We will look after it. It's pretty difficult to get a lifestyle says Dalek on show, right? It's not often you get that sort of stuff. Because we've got great relationship with the BBC and the approval process is fantastic, it makes life really easy, right? And then that's now going to be a big case study for us moving forward, because now we can show to people, look, we've looked after the BBC with all our heart. We can show you that a brand as such as Doctor Who can appreciate us, and that's going to open up into more opportunities, right? If that's with the BBC, ITV, and obviously larger brands all globally.
Okay, very cool. So can you talk a little bit about I see you're working with good clients. You kind of have the NFT aspect of it, kind of NFTing their existing IP. It seems like. What's next, right? You said something about Sandbox might have been a different client, but can you talk about your Metaverse activations, your kind of Metaverse specific kind of programs and thought processes moving forward with a brand like BBC?
Yeah. So obviously, that BBC was one concept, being the digital trading card game. What we've now going to do with Sandbox, like I said, so the ITV studios, that's completely different, right? We're going to start showing the ITV studios. So there's metaverses out there, Sandbox in particular. I'm going to be releasing over 5,432 avatars in the new season coming up. That's going to have a really cool utility where we're going to be creating the Tracy Island, which is obviously synonymous to the brand. What we will do is with those avatars, you'll actually do missions in Sandbox and then actually in real life go up to do a charity mission alongside that. So we're looking at the utilities in the metaverse as well as just creating trading card games, blockchain games, you name it. Like I said, we could be that solution.
Okay, I see. And then can you talk a little bit about the gaming mechanics for the trading card game?
Yeah, sure. So right now it's on the trading card mechanics. So what we're going to do there is you'll have rarities based on what season appearance it had. It'll have its own attack and defense. And then as I mentioned as well, later this year we're going to be introducing the PvP mechanic. And what that will have a very sort of Yu-Gi-Oh meets Magic the Gathering. So you'll have a map, you can be able to change the map, you'll have attack cards, you have defense cards, you have cards that change abilities, things that will obviously impact the other player. I don't know, you can choose a card earlier in the deck, do you know what I mean? Really sort of showing that this will just not be only a trading card game, it's going to expand into something bigger.
Awesome. And then how do you determine what trading card gets the most points, right? Is it based on the characters in the game, the actual the characters in the show? Is it based on just what they like? Like, how do you determine that?
Yeah, so we'll obviously vary it from, like I said, it could be based on a series appearance. If you appear just the once, we have our own unique frames based on sort of activations within certain events in the game, if that makes sense. So, like for example, you could get a platinum version of the Dalek because that is the rarest version, right? We can obviously change those variations. We're able to provide as easy possible sort of user journey, right? To that point, I'll make it as easy as possible for the user to pay with their fiat currency, with their Bitcoin, whatever it might be. But then when you're buying packs, it can be from $5, $3, $15, $75. So we try to make that opportunity as easy for the user, and then they will get the ability to buy either those really expensive and rare cards, or at the same time just go for something a bit cheaper and have your own sort of smaller deck. I think that's why now the PvP mechanic's been introduced, because people will have variations of cards being very sort of small, low rarity to super ultra rare.
All right, awesome. So last question. Cool. It's going to be the hardest one out of all of this. Hopefully it's not too difficult. It's been, it's hit or miss. But what is the best place on the internet to find NFT news?
I definitely think it's got to be you guys, the NFT plazas. You guys have been real help to us, and I think what we'll have to see from that is obviously the great connection you guys have with your community, and I think now us two guys working together is going to be a fantastic journey moving forward.
Best answer we've had all night, boys. Let's fucking get it. All right.